Hello darlings, I'm Alexandra Lawrence from Between Heaven and Earth, and today in this vlog we have a rather special guest off to my left. This is my husband Jason, and I just want to take a minute to introduce him to you. The reason why he is on this vlog today is because we're going to be talking about relationships, and we're going to be showing you and giving you and sharing with you one exceptional tool or practice that we actually implement in our own relationship every single day that will create greater happiness, feelings of joy and connection and intimacy in your own relationships. It's not just because he's my husband that he's here today, it's also because Jason is trained in ministerial counseling and as a relationship coach, and he has also had experience in wilderness therapy plus 7 years of marriage between the two of us. He is also, if some of you might know this and some of you might not, but he's also my business partner. And what that means is that what I share with you, what I offer and how I serve you could not be possible if it wasn't for this man, for all his support and encouragement and also work. So the other reason that we're doing this vlog for you guys is that recently we did a survey and we asked you what you would most want to hear from me and therefore from us. And we know, as hopefully you do too, the joy that a relationship that is based on connection and honesty and integrity and love and compassion and kindness can bring into your life. So we have done lots of relationship kind of workshops. We've read a lot of relationship books, especially when Jason was going through his relationship coaching course. I partook along with him in reading the relationship books. And one thing that we have found that really shifted and transformed our relationship and how we connect and how we relate was this one exceptional practice. And we've known about it for years and years, but finally something clicked and we actually started to fully implement it. And it was because we'd got to such a point in our relationship where we had to do something different, and we had to do it, and we had to commit to it fully and devote ourselves to it, because it was either that or our relationship was going to come to a completion. And neither of us really wanted that. We still have work that we need to do together, and we know that being together helps us to become the people that we really want to, and to become the best version of ourselves. So we've spoken a lot about this tool, and I'm going to hand it over to Jace to explain a little bit about what it actually is.
So the magic that really allows people in relationship to be successful is the disciplined practical application. Whatever the tool is that you choose, and maybe this one will resonate with you, maybe it won't, the disciplined practical application is what will reveal to you whether or not it works. And if you don't try it, you won't know. We've tried this one under sometimes extreme circumstances, in the midst of a squabble, in the midst of intense exchanges, and we've discovered that it is effective, repeatedly effective at shifting our experience of each other, and that's the goal ultimately. So coming from a place of personal responsibility, we employ an appreciation exercise. We express appreciations, and when we demonstrate it to you, you're probably going to find it a bit formal, maybe even a bit contrived, but until you recognize and embody the authenticity in yourself, that this invokes, until you train your mind to seek out these ways of appreciating this other person before you. And they don't necessarily have to be standing in front of you. In this case, we will be sitting side by side. You can think about this person and do the same thing, and it will have the same effect. The reason we think this is so important is we both agree there's no greater work on this planet than improving relationships. And we can't expect there to be world peace or peace between nations if there can't be inner peace and peace between couples. So that's why we are having this conversation with you. So if you want to save the world, try first saving yourself and your immediate relationships. So here's the appreciation exercise. I'm going to describe it and then we'll demonstrate it for you. You're going to seek ways that you appreciate this person before you. And ideally, you practice it before you need it, the extreme circumstances, under duress. You practice finding things about this person that you can appreciate. It may be as simple as, I appreciate that you're still breathing. Or it may be as mundane as, I appreciate that you put on pants this morning. You might have to find the simplest things to appreciate just to get yourself started on this ramp, because the reason you find yourself in the squabble is because of a perceptual set. And at another time we may get into all of those things that contribute to how you got there. This is a tool that's been effective for us for getting out. This is something of a life raft that we've adopted in standard practice, but also have found incredible impact in times of duress. So those extreme cases, breathing, pants, I appreciate that you didn't drive the car through the garage wall when you pulled in. Maybe you're having discussions with your partner about being too close to the wall or too close to the other car, can't get out. Or the point is you have to start somewhere, and then you can get into the deeper, more soulfully connected aspects of your relationship. And that comes with time, and that comes with practice, and is an essential destination that you're ultimately trying to reach together. But start with the simple stuff. So let's do an exercise now, if you're willing.
You want to start?
Certainly.
Okay.
So maybe we start this morning.
Okay.
And we're not contriving this. This isn't scripted. We're simply going to demonstrate it the way we do it. I appreciate this morning that you initiated walking down to the post office and that we go together, and that you remembered to bring coffee mugs such that when we went to the coffee shop, we didn't use one of their cups, and we didn't have to stay there and use one of their washable cups or take one that was going to be thrown away, that we could bring it with us and that we could walk and talk together, because we discussed that walking and talking is a valuable tool for us. So thank you.
I appreciate your awareness around the pumpkins that are outside on the porch, and knowing and having the awareness that we are having freezing temperatures, and so bringing them inside and finding a way to use them for our own health and our own nutrition. And I also appreciate you not being resistant to me taking the other half, these pumpkins are big, the other half of the pumpkin and leaving it outside for the squirrel, because you know how much I love furry hurry scurries. I appreciate the fact that when I was ready to go walk down to the post office, that you stopped immediately what you were doing and you made us and our time together a priority. I also appreciate you starting to make pumpkin coconut soup, which hopefully will be yummy. I appreciate that you provided me with the space for my coaching calls. I appreciate that you took care of yourself and you had a good night's sleep. I appreciate you for the awareness that you bring every single day, and your focus on us being the best people. I also appreciate you being willing to do this.
I feel appreciated.
That's important.
And for those of you that were watching my body language, and you can go back, particularly when she pointed out the pumpkins, you could see a smile come across my face and a little bit of an expansion. And the thought for me was, she noticed. And that's the most important point in this. So we'll continue this appreciation, and also the things that she says inspire other considerations that I didn't think of the first time. So the first person to go, and sometimes we go back and forth, well, I appreciated you first last time, and it may be with a furrowed brow again. Your turn. Or someone might need to appreciate me. That is you, right now. And then you start the train going. So I'll continue with, I appreciate that you got involved in nurturing us by way of looking up recipes for pumpkin soup that would utilize ingredients that we already had. And I appreciate your involvement in that process. And I feel more inclined to do those things when you notice and appreciate them and don't expect them, because I don't want to do it all the time.
The other thing I wanted to present was, you can also ask your partner, I'd like to be appreciated. And that's okay. That really is okay, because you're expressing your truth. You're also allowing yourself to be a little bit vulnerable. You're opening yourself up, and you're telling your partner what you want. You can't always expect your love to know what you want. They can be.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. But they can't be necessarily mind readers. And we are all in our own little worlds. And sometimes we just don't notice. Sometimes we're so stuck in our own stuff that we don't notice what it is our partner might be wanting or our partner might be needing. So to be able to express yourself is also, and ask, is also a very courageous and wonderful, miraculous thing that you can do for yourself and your partner in your relationship. So this will be the last appreciation, because we have wanted to keep this brief. I don't know how brief this is actually going to be. We have a lot to share. However, I just want to say I appreciate you for taking out the trash this morning. I appreciate you for being aware that our squash was unfortunately started to rot, and your practicality of getting a bigger compost bag and putting all of our compost in one bag. I also appreciate that you kept on asking about this video today, and that you set up the camera, and that you put, this is a picture from my home from the UK, which is very important to me, and this is also a picture that I took when we were at Yellowstone. So I appreciate the fact that you sort of brought those elements into this video. So thank you.
I feel appreciated. I appreciate that you included me in this conversation, that we exemplified the courage to share with people publicly this practice that we go through. Again, not scripted, we're just doing this the way we've practiced probably 100 times. And I appreciate that you took the time to get to know what it was that people were interested in, and particularly some of the things that could be of best service, because we both agree that that's important, to be of service to each other, to ourselves, and to our greater community. So thank you for including me.
So that's it for today. I hope that you have found this helpful, inspiring, interesting, and I hope that you are going to, once you finish watching this, bring it into your own life and start practicing it, because I can't tell you enough how much it works. It sounds so simple, and it is. Oftentimes the simplest things can be the most profound. And you do this every day, you do this ad nauseum, and yes, it sounds formal the way that we do it. The reason why it's so formal is because it's sacred. We are creating sacred space, and we are approaching our relationship, our interpersonal connection, as something sacred in our lives, and therefore we make it a priority. And so we always love to hear from you. Your comments, your aha moments, anything that you've gotten out of this, and you can do that by emailing me at alexandra@betweenheavenandearth.us.com, or you can email Jason at jason@betweenheavenandearth.us.com.